Hi everyone. So this is from a game called Genshin Impact, and this is a guide on how to use KLEE, which is a 5-star that can be currently pulled in the featured banner. And you've only got 4 days left to get her, so get her quick. I'm completely free to play, and I've pulled her twice, and I haven't hit the pity for either time, so I think I've gotten pretty lucky in pulling her. And I've had a lot of time, I've spent a lot of time playing with her, playing with support, playing with her abilities. I think she's a great character. She's really good for exploration, great for Abyss, great for boss fights. She's just good for everything, so I think she's a great main DPS to have on your team. So before we start going into her talents and what her supports would work best, let's just go over what her attacks are. So I'm on mobile. If you can see the side buttons on the right, that's because I'm on mobile. So her normal base attack, she's a catalyst user, just launches these bombs, got that pyro, which is great. Lights everything on fire, especially those big dudes with horns with the shields. Yeah, this lights it on fire. And her, I don't know what this is called, but like her secondary elemental skill is this Jumpty Dumpty, which explodes at the end and deals a ton of pyro damage. And then her main elemental power, I don't have it activated right now, but it launches more of these little bomb things and has a attacker that would follow whoever KLEE is fighting in the moment. So those are attacks. Now let's go into stats. So I have her at level 70. I'm currently at AR 36, so this is the max that I can get her to. And these are some materials you're going to be wanting collecting those Phlenemo mushrooms. And they grow all over, so it's pretty easy to rank her up. And I have her at 1.6k attack, 9.5k HP, and then relatively high elemental mastery. So with KLEE, you will want to focus on elemental mastery since she deals the majority of her damage in the pyro damage. And the higher the elemental mastery is, the more damage she can do. And since I'm setting her up as a main DPS, she's gonna have to do a lot of damage. So, weapon choice, we've got Mappa Mare, which can be made in the Forge, so you don't have to get lucky and get it in Wishes. It's a 4-star that you can acquire from just doing your quests, and then going to the Liyue souvenir shop, as well as the one in Mondstadt. And you can already get that to Refinement rank 2. And mainly why you want to use this is because of that elemental boost, so you get that 10% elemental damage boost. And that's great. That's great for KLEE. Of course, there are other weapons that are good for KLEE, but those are harder to get, so I think as a free to play, this is the best weapon for KLEE. And artifacts, I currently don't have the full Wanderer's Trope set, but that is the best set for KLEE. You want that full 4-piece set, as it'll give a huge attack boost. 4-piece, you get increased charge attack damage by 35%. So anytime you use a charge attack, boom, increase 35%. That's massive. So I only have 3 pieces, but I'm currently using Berserker as well to increase the crit rate, but the best set would be full Wanderer's Trope set. Going into the Constellation, I somehow got super lucky and pulled her twice without hitting pity. I don't know how I did that, but I did it. And her C1 is pretty good. You get that a little bit of extra damage, but her main upgrades come at C2 and C4. But these are unrealistic unless you're wailing on the game. So I think mainly we should just consider her at C0, where she's already great because of her pyro and AoE damage and her range and everything. So let's keep going. Talents. We already went through the normal attacks, but when you play KLEE, you're going to want to focus on the charged attack and possibly do one hit of the normal and then launch for a charged attack. And then you'll want to use Jumpty Dumpty whenever the timer is ready, especially if there's like multiple mobs. It's not just a boss. If there's a group, then you want to use Jumpty Dumpty since when it explodes, it'll hit everything. And all of KLEE's attacks do that. They're all like ranged. They're not just focused on one. And Sparks and Splash is that big elemental damage, and it'll launch a whole bunch of those small bombs, as well as this bomb thing that follows the enemy, which all of these just do a whole lot of excess damage, which is great. And of course, she's got that exploration boost, which is a whole bunch of the resources unique to Mondstadt on the minimap. Give you a quick look at what that looks like. If you look on the minimap right here, there's a little white hand. If you just follow it, there's going to be some resources wherever it is. So this can be really helpful for the Battle Pass quest, where you have to find 100 Mondstadt specialties. Okay, going into her support characters that work best. I currently have Bennett, Xingqiu, and Barbara as her support and healer. Since KLEE has relatively low HP, she's pretty squishy since she has such high attack, so you're going to need to buffer that with a whole bunch of healing characters. So I have Bennett. Even though he works great as a DPS, he's sort of just the side attacker here, and mainly what we need him for is his fantastic Voyage skill, which, especially when he has C1, which ignores that original HP restriction of having to be over 70% HP, you'll just regenerate every time you tag Bennett in and then you tag KLEE back in, as long as KLEE stays in the fire circle that Fantastic Voyage creates. So anytime HP falls, boom, Bennett tag in, use Fantastic Voyage, tag KLEE back in, health. And then we've got Xingqiu. So I think he's slept on. He's really a great support if you use him well, mainly because of Guhua's sword. And I have him at C2, which just make all of his abilities even better. And what's so great about Guhua's sword is that when you combine the hydro damage with KLEE's fire pyro damage, it gets that evaporate extra damage. So Guhua's sword in both Fatal Rain Screen and Rain Cutter, after activating the skills, there will be blue swords rotating KLEE, and there will be continuously hydro blades swinging down at the enemy, even though you have KLEE tagged in, so then fire and water combine. Boom, extra damage. So all of these really just give extra damage. And then hydropathic, any of the swords left over, you got that more regeneration HP coming back, which is great for KLEE since she's so squishy. And last, I have Barbara. It's just an overall team healer. Just good for Abyss in case you've accidentally taken too much damage and you gotta recover before the next floor. And I only have her at C1, but she's great at any constellation, really. And mainly, I just have her HP buffed with the artifacts since her healing scales off of HP. So, now that we've gone over her attacks and her support, let's see how she actually works in battle. Alright, so we'll fight a Cryo Regisvine here, just to show you how KLEE works against a boss. And obviously with these, you're going to want to target that little eye thing there, and the eye's already down. So you're going to want to focus on charged attacks, do like a one-hit normal combo, and then just try and bang these out while you've got the energy. You can see they're doing thousands of damage, just boom, boom, boom. And even though I didn't get to finish him off right there, you can just spam some stuff and he's down. It's that simple. With bosses, you're just going to focus on charged attacks to do that maximum damage, and then maybe run away and run around a little, wait for your stamina to recharge, and then go back at it, while also launching the Jumpty Dumpties. I don't have any resin, so I can't even claim this, but let's go to the next fight. So I'm absolutely not dodging all the attacks here, but I'm just trying to show you how her abilities will work. Oh man, frick this dude. But I'm just doing Floribus 6 to quickly show you how good she is against ice characters, obviously. And anytime you see there's like two characters, you just use her attack and you use that Bennett, and she got heals on heals. You don't even need to tag in Barbara unless you're really struggling on this floor and you gotta boost it up. So it's mainly just going to be tagging in your support to do the quick, do their elemental skills, as with most characters, and then tag KLEE back in. Alright, so that pretty much concludes my guide on KLEE. So I'll just do a quick review. You're going to want to use Wanderer's Trope for artifacts, focus on elemental mastery, and attack, since she'll be your main DPS. And then in terms of support, you're going to want to use characters that can combine well with Pyro or deal with her squishiness by providing heals while also doing damage. So if you don't have Bennett or you don't have Xingqiu, you can use one or the other. And there's also other support that work well with her. You just want to focus on making sure she has her health up and then combining elements so they do more elemental damage. And then when you're fighting, you're going to want to use your charged attack. And with most other characters, you can just like spam the regular attack and it'll work really well. But with KLEE, when you use the charged attack, you get that huge attack boost. I don't remember, what is it, 220% or something like that? Yeah, 220% of just the regular attack. So that does huge damage. If you saw the Abyss video, it does thousands, 5,000, 6,000. Against Ice, 10,000. So you just have to focus on building her attack and using characters that work with her pyro abilities. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this guide. If you guys have anything you want me to add, since I'll keep playing with KLEE, she's my main DPS now. I used to use Trimune, but now I just have him set for the second Abyss team. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please let me know if you want me to do any other reviews or guides on how to play these, since I'm getting pretty bored over here waiting for that new content release on November 11th. Just stuck opening chests, doing my daily commissions, using my resin. Yep. See you guys next time. Have a good day, good week, good month.